Alright, qualifying time for the Jasper car. Alright, we're just gonna restart qualifying. Oh, wow. Okay. This car is skatey as shit, but it also has speed. We got the pole at Phoenix? What? How the hell did we do that? Wow, okay. Wow, just... Wow, like... Man. I did not expect that.
Joe Moore and Barney Hall from the beautiful Arizona desert at the 1 Mile Phoenix International Raceway for today's Checker Auto Parts 500K. What sets this track apart?
This can be a very fast racetrack, but due to its low degree of banking, these cars can get a little loose coming out of the corners, and to make it even more difficult for the drivers, every turn is a little bit different than the one before it.
The 77 car has really focused in on his qualifying runs this year.
He's always quick at these tracks. You're right, I look for him to stay up towards the front all race too. That crew has been working hard all week long.
Ryan Newman is clinging to a top 10 points position coming into this race.
Yeah, he needs to focus on this race. A poor finish can quickly bounce you out of the top 10, but a win can gain you several positions, might even put you in the top 5. We'll see what happens.
Terry Labonte has been called the Iceman because of his cool demeanor under pressure, but maybe the nickname Iron Man is more appropriate.
You know, that's right. Labonte set a record for consecutive race starts with 655. That's over 20 years without missing a race.
Let's see how they'll line up for the start.
Here we go. Green, buddy. Go, go, go.
Here we go. Let's see what we can do.
Four high. Go easy on those eagles, buddy. I'm assuming you just hit the radiator. They're all red. I'm sure our sponsors don't want to see a beat-up car, buddy. Go off the lane. Run yellow. Number 12 is waiting on you. The 12 car is outside. The 40 car is out left.
Just as quickly as we have success, we have failure. And wow, just Ryan Newman just going straight right into us. Alright. Pull's too loose, so we're gonna tighten it up. That loose setup may have been good for a qualifying run, but certainly not for this race. All right.
Green flag. All clear, buddy. Car high. Hold your line. He's still there. We gained another position with that pass. Number 32 is right behind you. Got one outside. Number 4 is still there. Clear. Let's go now. Still 7 seconds off the lead. The 14 car is outside. Still there. That's another in the rearview mirror. Okay, we're clear. Number 19 is inside. The 19 car is still there. Whoa, that was a quick lap. Nice pass. The 5 car made some contact. We're okay. Number 5 is up high. The 5 car is still there. Careful. Number 5 is coming low. Clear. Number 55 is outside. The 55 car is still there. We got some work left. The leader has about a 9-second lead on us. Number 55 is still there. That damage will slow you down a little. Be patient. 3 wide. Hold that line. Take it easy on those tires. Okay, we're clear. Car outside. You're clear. Atta boy, keep it smooth, just like that. Number 4 is outside. The 4 car is still there. Good pass. Clear all around. The 26 car wants to get by you. That's it. That's the speed we're looking for. Number 4, down low. We're falling back. Focus on your marks, buddy. Okay, we're clear. Save your tires. Number 26 is outside. Take it easy out there. You gonna help us with the body work this week? Come hard, back to the line. The 55 car down low.
All right.
You're the boss. Four tires down. Good save. Now get them lugs tightened. There it is. Let's go. You're clear. Number 97. Up high. Still there. Don't worry about the car. It looks okay.
I feel bad for Ricky Rudd because we probably took away his only chance that he was going to win this season if he hasn't done so already. I have to check the stats when the race is over.
97 car, stand low.
But yeah, dude was probably going to be on his way to a victory after a long while, and he snatched that away, and he's running back in 37th. Now he's in 36th.
Clear on both sides. You're looking great from where I'm sitting. How's the car feel? The 4 car, down low. Number 4, it's still there. You're dropping back. What's wrong? Whoa, watch it. You're clear. We're under caution.
I don't know why I spun the 49 out, but I don't know, just
The 21 car.
felt like it.
Worn tires won't help us. Be careful.
Oh, we got a blown engine. Jimmy Johnson with a blown engine.
Okay, you got it. Checking the sheet metal. Go, buddy. Green flag.
Well, we're not going to finish dead last, but we are going to probably finish last. I guess here's the way that I look at it. As long as we don't DNF, like have the car completely break, okay, I can kind of work with that. This was not the premium car,
Clear all around.
and I kind of brought it here anyway to be a bit of a junker anyway, but
Car high. Number 55 is looking right. Clear. 10, buddy. 10 laps to go. Number 45, down low. Way to get around it, buddy. Contact with car number 32. Keep digging. We still need to pick up about 8 seconds on the leader. Oh yeah, great pass, buddy. Okay, we're clear. Number 16, down low. Car looks okay.
all right, now that I'm starting to kind of get the feel of it, maybe we can get a top 20.
The 4 car is coming left. Number 44 is inside. The 44 car just hit us. Car high. Don't bang it up too bad. Clear. Race it back to the line.
Okay, about that. Alright, we're not making the money, but, eh.
Car outside. Gained another spot. The 55 car is coming up quick. Okay, we're clear. Let's go now. Still 7 seconds off the lead. That bump didn't hurt us. The car's okay. You gotta take better care of that car, man. Rewind. We're up another position.
I think that bump did kind of hurt us, though.
The 16 car is outside. Nothing damaged. Keep digging, buddy. Okay, we're clear. One more lap. Car up high. Number 32 is still there. That pass was for possession. Nice job. You're clear. You're okay. The 7 car is outside.
Alright. That was a big failure, but okay, we came out of it alive. And Mark Martin wins the race.
What an exciting finish.
Wow, you know, you're right. That was an incredible finish to an even more incredible race. This NASCAR Winston Cup Series is so exciting to watch.
And the 77 car couldn't do much with his top 10 start.
You know, sometimes these teams make changes to the car just before the race. It may be just a minor change to make it handle better, but they also run the risk of making it worse. I just don't think they ever got it back the way it was.
This has been an MRN broadcast of live NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Until next time, so long and have a great day.
So absolutely nothing in the money sense there. Unfortunate. But, oh well. Once again, we're just trying to kind of get it to the next season, and that's about all that there is to it, so. Alright. Well, it is time. Definitely hunting for some money. We need money. Let's see. Don't necessarily want to build anything. We're already working on overhauls. If we sell some of these chassis and engines, we might be able to get something back on them. And it would at least slim down our car lineup too. We got an engine 7, okay. Let's do that real quick. Engine 7. We got a lot of engines. We don't necessarily need them all is the thing. I'm just holding on to them for when stuff happens. And I'm also just trying to like rebuild them. What do we do? What do we do? I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna clear my inventory out, so I'll be back. Alright, so I went ahead and sold some stuff. We're now down to 7 engines and 7 chassis. And we could technically shrink that down more if we wanted to. I'm kind of okay with what we've got. But if we look at our inventory, we need to kind of piece some cars back together. So, Okay, there we go. That works. All right. So what do? We want to save Schrader for Daytona. Know that much. I think we might use Dayton for what was originally going to be our Daytona car. We might just go ahead and use that for Homestead. And I think I'd be okay with that. And let's see here. 3 races. There's really no point in doing it on building an engine, because we are going to kind of overhaul this team in general. So alright, double check one last thing. I just want to make sure that we got the right stuff. We're running on a Daytona car, so we're good. Stats and info. Let's look at the final thing. Yeah, 15th in points. Where were we last year? We were 13th in points, and that's going to be rough. That's going to be very, very rough. So we are going to take a hit on points, but the end result is at least in regards to everything else, I think we're on the better end. So I'm actually going to look at this real quick. Driver stats. We got 7 wins, 21 poles. That's amazing. 10 top 10s, 15 top 5, 10 top 5s, 15 top 10s. An average start is 7th, which is awesome. A solid, well, not great, but 21.1 average finish. We've led 193 laps, which we've led the most this whole entire season. We just gotta get it together when it comes to everything else. And that's really the biggest issue. We haven't had perfect days, but we've had good days too. And Casey Kane looks like he's going to walk away with Rookie of the Year. I forgot he moved over to the 49. Like I said, we got the most polls. Nobody's going to be a winner of the Jackpot 5 this year. One is just barely clinging on to the manufacturer's title. And I mean barely. And we've led the most laps. I think that if we don't even lead a single lap at Homestead, we would still beat Dale Jarrett. So I don't know what that will necessarily count for, but let's head to Homestead. Alright, qualifying at Homestead. Wow. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, we went from our rookie season, a 17.39 position, to a 6.86 6.86 average qualifying position. I'm gonna look back on the stats here real quick. Our worst qualifying position this whole entire season was Las Vegas, race 3 of the season, and oh no, I take that back. We qualified 33rd at New Hampshire, but those are the 2 worst qualifying runs that we have had this whole season. Most of our stuff has either been like 23rd on the worst end, like 20s are better, and most of them have landed right within the top like 10. This is such a solid qualifying year. I don't even know why. I am so happy. That was such a solid qualifying run. Once we got 7th, I knew I can push this a little bit harder. We can probably get pole. That is awesome.
Welcome to the Homestead-Miami Speedway for today's NASCAR Winston Cup race, the Homestead 400. I'm here with Barney Hall. NASCAR ran its first race here in 1999. What do you think of this track?
Well, Joe, this track is a lot like Las Vegas. The track is wide and flat, and that makes for a race that's short on cautions. Pit strategy, especially fuel mileage, could be a big factor in this one.
The 77 car has a remarkable qualifying average this year.
Man, is it paying off for those guys. Seems like each and every week that car is starting in the top 10.
The Citgo Ford will go for yet another top 10 finish at a speedway in this one.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's in for another great ride. Of course, what else is new? When we're at these tracks, he always seems to have a great race.
We really haven't seen a good finish this season from Rick Edwards.
Yeah, I really feel bad for those guys this season. They come to these tracks and work so hard, but they just never seem to get the car exactly right. Well, here's the starting lineup.
In the front row are the 77 car and the Mark Martin Ford. In the second row are the Ganassi Racing Dodge and the Altel Ford. Starting the race from row 3 are the Team Rusty Ford and the 17 car. The fourth row has the DuPont Chevrolet and the Lowe's Chevrolet. Starting the race from row 5 will be the Haviland Ford and the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge. In row 6 we have the Citgo Ford and the Kodak Chevrolet. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the NASCAR Winston Cup points leader, will start towards the front. Starting the race from row 8 are the Rubbermaid Ford and the Interstate Batteries Pontiac. And in row 9 are the GM Goodrich Service Plus Chevrolet and the UAW Delphi Chevrolet. Starting in row 10 will be the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet and the Sprint Dodge. In row 11 are the 88 car and the Target Dodge. In row 12 are the Kellogg Chevrolet and the 26 car. Row 13 finds the Home Depot Pontiac and the Valvoline Pontiac. The 14th row has the Caterpillar Dodge and the 44 car. In row 15 are the Singular Wireless Chevrolet and the M&M's Pontiac. Starting the race from row 16 are the Pennzoil Chevrolet and the 49 car. Row 17 has the 23 car and the 11 car. Starting in row 18 will be the Cheerios Dodge and the Dodge dealers UAW Dodge. In row 19 are the 14 car and the Motorcraft Ford. In row 20 are the Sirius Satellite Radio Dodge and the America Online Chevrolet. Back in row 21, we have the 46 car and the Square D Chevrolet. And rounding out the field is the 16 car.
Ready now.
Okay, so I figured we would just go through the field one last time. I wish I took the totals as to how much Junior was leading before the race started. I don't know how much that's how he's gonna do in this race. Question is he gonna win it?
Number 12 is outside. Still beside you. The 12 car is still there. Work with the leader. Let's see if we can break away from the pack. Up to second. Keep digging. Number 12 is still there. You're clear. Come on down left. The 40 car is right behind you. Clear on both sides. I'm sure his sponsors don't want to see a beat-up car, buddy. Rewind. You're making up some time. Stay nice. Okay, we're clear. The 17 car down left.
Oh, wow!
Clear on both sides. You're only 1 second behind the leader. Number 99 wants to get by you. The 48 car up high. That's another in the rearview mirror. Number 2 just got into you. Remind me not to ride anywhere with you. Better listen up. Car left. Get back to the stripe. Down on wedge. Hold that tire on there. Green, buddy. Go, go, go. Okay, we're clear. Car up high.
Well, I might not be a threat for the win anymore, but at least I'm kind of out of the way of the champions, so...
Everything okay? Clear on both sides. Car high.
I can't tell if Bobby Hamilton had a car issue or if he was just pitting early.
All clear, buddy. Contact with number 30. Number 30 is coming high. Long high.
Oh, he just got cars pitting this early.
Okay with the car? Still there. Okay, we're clear. The 26 car is outside. Great lap, great lap. Clear on both sides. Number 26, up high. Car
Oh, we got an engine
be
blown.
careful. Okay, that's
Dale Jarrett. Dale Jarrett loses an engine, so he'll... I don't know how close he was on the title run, but he's going to be out of it now.
Hold your line. He's still there.
I just didn't handle right.
Three wide. Number 44 is all over your back bumper. Clear on both sides. Keep digging. We still need to pick up about 8 seconds on the leader. Got one outside. Hold your line. He's still there. Lead cars are pitting. Clear. Careful. There's some cars entering the track ahead. We're halfway home. Number 31 is outside. Don't worry about the car. Looks okay. We're still there. Okay, we're clear. Leader has about 9 seconds on it. Got one high. Clear. Number 23, up high. A couple top 5 cars are on their way into the pits. Still there.
Do we pit now?
Easy on the bumping, buddy.
I guess...
Okay, we're clear.
Next lap.
You should be about halfway on fuel. That's what I'm talking about. Nice lap. Car left. That's one more down.
I'm going to cheat the system and pit on the front stretch.
Drop
Ah.
your feet, pit road.
Alright, well, I deserve that. Thought I was gonna get it, but I didn't.
There's traffic. Take it easy.
Alright, it'll be interesting to see who wins the title. I think it's going to be Junior, but who knows?
Just remember, he owes us one now.
439th place finish. Who wins? Jeff Gordon, Dale Jr. gets 30. He probably locked up the title right there.
The drivers didn't spend much time behind that Pontiac pace car today.
Well, that was good news to the guys who ran out front. More cautions would just have meant more restarts, which is more chances for you to lose positions.
The 77 car didn't have much of a race.
Well, he gave it all he had, and that's all you can ask of any driver.
Join us next time for another exciting NASCAR Winston Cup Series race. So long now from all of us here at EA Sports and MRN.
All right, so Jeff Gordon, Sterling Marlin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ricky Rudd, Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Mark Martin, Ryan Newman, Bobby Labonte, Jeff Burton, Rusty Wallace, Kurt Busch, Michael Waltrip, Bill Elliott, Matt Kenseth, Terry Labonte, Jimmy Spencer, Kyle Petty, Rick Craven, Johnny Benson, Robbie Gordon, Warren Burton, Jeremy Mayfield, Bud Strickland, Ron Hornaday, Jeff Green, Steve Park, Jerry Nadeau, Elliott Sadler, Brett Bodine, Ken Schrader, Casey Kane, Frank Kimmel, Bobby Hamilton, Todd Bodine, John Andretti, Greg Biffle, myself in 39th, Stacey Compton, Buckshot Jones, Casey Atwood, Dale Jarrett. Well, I will give you all the stats here in just a minute. I think Junior locked up the title. And we finished 17th. Definitely a regression on the season, but all right. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the 2003 NASCAR Winston Cup title, 38 points over Mark Martin. All right, I'm going to punch this all into my spreadsheet and we will go from there. All right, everyone, get ready, take a look, see where your favorite driver landed and see how they did. So Dale Earnhardt Jr., just like in the Busch Series, in this case, he's going to be back-to-back NASCAR Winston Cup Series champion as he wins 38 points over Mark Martin. A very, very close run for Mark. Just as a reminder from last season, Mark finished third in the points, 320 points out of the lead, and Dale Jarrett lost the title by 85 points to Dale Jr. This year, 38 points is the difference, and Mark gains a position from last year to this year in terms of ranking. Maybe next year in 2004, Mark will finally get that illustrious championship. As you can see here, Dale Jarrett, he had some bad races, but definitely the finale at Homestead did not help him by any means. He ended up finishing 186 points out of the lead, but he finishes third. Jeff Gordon gets fourth, 205 out. Kevin Harvick finishes 5th, 471 markers out of the lead. And from pretty much here on down, I'm not even going to tell you how far behind they are. We'll just go through the standings themselves and where they place, because truthfully, it kind of really wasn't much of a battle from 5th on back for the season. So Ryan Newman, he finishes 6th. Tony Stewart finishes 7th. Jeff Burton finishes 8th. Jimmy Johnson finishes 9th. Rusty Wallace finishes 10th. Ricky Rudd finishes 11th. 12th is Sterling Marlin. 13th is Bill Elliott. 14th is Matt Kenseth. 15th is Kurt Busch. 16th is Bobby Labonte. We fall a number of markers. We started last year, we ended last year 13th in points. We fall back to 17th in point standings, unfortunately, but we did have a lot of better, at least qualifying runs, than we did finishing runs. So that's kind of the big picture of it all. Jeremy Mayfield finishes 18th. Butch Strickland finishes 19th. Johnny Benson finishes 20th. 21st, Brett Bodine. 22nd, Jimmy Spencer. 23rd, Ward Burton. 24th, Michael Waltrip. 25th, Ricky Craven. 26th, Jeff Green. 27th, Elliott Sadler. 28th, Terry Labonte. 29th, Steve Park. 30th, Ken Schrader. 31st, Casey Kane. 32nd, Dave Blaney. And this is rather interesting. So apparently, whenever I take over the real world car of another driver, especially if it's mid-season, they go to my car, and I guess they don't race. Because looking at it, Dave was running most of the events. He's got 32 events out of the 36, and I think I took over for the final 4 events. So he just does not. Technically, my team did not run these events. And Dave did not run these events, so there's that. So Robbie Gordon finishes 33rd. Stacey Compton finishes 34th. Ron Hornaday Jr. Finishes 35th. Now here comes the danger line. I actually keep track and pay attention to the top 35 in driver points, at least. We don't really do owner points in this case, but well, I can figure it out. Those top 35 generally don't have to worry about anything next season for at least the start of it. Here are the drivers on the danger bubble. So we have got Todd Bodine in the 26 or 66 Haas Carter Motorsports Ford. He is out of the cut line. Kyle Petty is out of the cut line, finishing 37th. Jerry Nadeau's out of the cut line. He finishes 38th. Bobby Hamilton, unfortunate run for him. He finishes 39th in the standings. He finished 34th last year and was reasonably above that marker, but no, he does not get it this year. John Andretti, unfortunately, finishes 40th. He's on the cut line. He's out of the cut line. Greg Biffle of Roush Racing, also out of the cut line. He finishes 41st. Buckshot Jones finishes 42nd. He's out of the cut line. Frank Kimmel, out of the cut line, 43rd. Casey Atwood, dead last in standings. I'm going to look at Casey's stats, actually. I'm curious about something. He did horrible this season. Last year, he ended up finishing 41st in standings, which is not good by any means, but he scored way less points. I don't know how he did that, but he did not do well. This is kind of wild. Okay, so Casey missed a race at some point, but he got 0 top 5s, he got 0 top 10s. His average start was comparable to one another. His average finish was only a little bit worse, but that's probably it. A best finish at 18th. I guess when the best finish is 18th, but you can't climb anything higher than that, it puts this 4th to a really different number here. So, yeah. Unfortunately, bad season for Casey Atwood. And let's see here. Okay, Dale Jarrett made the most amount of money this year. Big money for Dale. Mark Martin got second with $5.27 million. Dale Jr. surprisingly third. I'm actually shocked by that. I thought he would have had more money in the bank this year. Jeff Gordon, fourth in earnings. But there we go. We're fifth in earnings, and we just beat by $0.30 million Tony Stewart in terms of winning. So, but Tony finished Tony finished 10 positions better than I did. So let's look at the driver's stats for it all. Dave Blaney had the least amount of starts out of all drivers, but it's because we took over his ride. Other than that, Terry Labonte missed some races. Ricky Rudd missed some races. It's actually kind of impressive because Ricky ended up finishing 11th in standing. So Jimmy Spencer, Tony Stewart missed some races. I remember mentioning that earlier in the year. And Tony still squeaked out a 7th place points finish, so he was good. And then John Andretti got in 34th. So looking at it, polls. 22 polls for me, 3 for Mark Martin, 3 for Dale Jarrett, 2 for Tony, 1 for Jimmy Spencer, 1 for Rocket Man Ryan Newman, 1 for Sterling Marlin, 1 for Jimmy Johnson, 1 for Jeff Gordon, 1 for Dale Earnhardt Jr., and that's it. Those are all your poll winners for this season. We end up taking the Winners' Championship with 7 wins versus Dale Jarrett and Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 5, Mark Martin's 4, Jeff Gordon's 3, Tony Stewart's 2, Butch Strickland's 1, Jimmy Spencer's 1, Elliott Sadler's 1, Matt Kenseth's 1, Kevin Harvick's 1, Bobby Gordon won a race, Bill Elliott won a race, Stacy Compton won a race, Jeff and Warren Burton both won races this season. That was it. Top 5s, Dale Earnhardt Jr. got a nice healthy 20, Dale Jarrett 18, 17 for Mark Martin, 16 for Jeff Gordon, 13 for Kevin Harvick, 12 for Tony Stewart. We walk off with 10, 9, 9, 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4, 2, 2, 1. I'm gonna kind of stop it at that because top 5s are actually kind of solid indicators. We'll just look at the winners of each category here. Mark Martin walks away with 1 top 10 better than Dale Earnhardt Jr. We have the best average start. Look at that. That was solid. Dale Earnhardt Jr. with the best average finish makes sense because he did win the championship. We managed to walk away with the most laps led for the whole entire season, 193 versus Mark Martin's 146. Dale Earnhardt Jr., the fastest combined speed, 240.62 miles an hour. He also ran the most amount of laps out of all active drivers. He did not fare as well. Ah, darn. Okay, we didn't even crack 1,000. All right, well, let's look at it all for the end. Rookie of the Year, Casey Kane beats Ron Hornaday for Rookie of the Year. Poll awards, we already went over this, but once again, 22 polls versus Mark Martin's 3. It was a ginormous, insurmountable difference. What a landslide win. Jackpot 5, the only person who got some any extra money this season was Dale Jarrett at Lowe's. He wins the Jackpot 5 for $1 million, but he does not win the whole Jackpot 5, so that's going to be interesting. Manufacturing, now this is actually a really cool battle. It kind of is funny because I played technically both sides of the manufacturer's title because I ran a Chevy for a majority of the season and then switched to Ford for the final few races. And Chevy gets the manufacturer's title by 1 measly point over Ford. And I don't know if this just necessarily has to do with the amount of Pontiacs and Dodges they were running. I should kind of calculate that. Pontiac and Dodge were not in the competition whatsoever. Only 160 points by Pontiac, only 151 by Dodge. Like, you would think that they would do better. Lap champion, that's the funny thing. You know, despite the fact that we did not run a lot of laps, we led the most laps, which is impressive. Which, the frustrating thing is that if you take away a lot of the DNFs that we had and just poor finishes, those laps led could have been even higher, but you convert some of those bad DNFs or so that you put them in better finishes and you set higher in the points. Like, we took a dip in points, and I'm not really all that happy about that, truth be told. I tried to do what I could. One last look throughout the season and we'll get to the final pieces of it. Starting out the season, Michael Waltrip wins the shootout. We win the Daytona 500, the second Daytona 500 ever. We win the Subway 400 at Rockingham. Jimmy Spencer wins at Las Vegas. Mark Martin wins Atlanta. We win the Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 at Darlington. Tony Stewart wins Bristol. Jeff Gordon wins Texas. Ward Burton wins Martinsville. We win the Aaron's 499 at Talladega. Dale Earnhardt Jr. wins the Napa Auto Parts 500 at California. Tony Stewart wins at Richmond. Tony Stewart wins the All-Star. Dale Jarrett wins the Coca-Cola Racing Family 600 at Lowe's. Dale Jr. wins at Dover. Dale Jr. wins at Pocono. Dale Jarrett wins at Michigan. Mark Martin with a win at Infineon. We win the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. Dale Jr. wins Chicagoland. Dale Jarrett wins New Hampshire. Jeff Gordon wins Pocono. Mark Martin wins a Brickyard 400. Bobby Gordon wins at the Watkins Glen Road Course. Dale Jarrett wins Michigan again. Jeff Burton wins at Bristol for the Sharpie 500. Kevin Harvick wins the Mountain Dew Southern 500 at Darlington. But Strickland, of all people, wins his first ever, gets his first ever win at Richmond for the Chevy Monte Carlo 400 and wins it in a Dodge. Keep that in mind. Matt Kenseth wins New Hampshire. Bill Elliott wins Dover. Dale Jr. wins Kansas. We win the EA Sports 500 at Talladega. Dale Jarrett wins Lowe's for the 500-mile event. Elliott Sadler gets a nice Martinsville clock at the Old Dominion 500 at Martinsville. Stacy Compton, another first-time winner, wins the Napa 500 at Atlanta. We win in a triumphant comeback race at North Carolina for Rockingham. So we swept, once again, we got the spring event at the Subway 400, and then we win the Pop Secret 400 at the end of the season. Mark Martin wins Phoenix, which definitely helped his chances, and then Jeff Gordon wins the final race of the season at the Homestead 400 at Homestead-Miami. Guys, it has been a very, very interesting season. I am disappointed as to where we ended up, but I am happy that we got where we did at least. I will say that I am going to leave some information and so because the 2004 season is technically the start of the Chase for the Cup system. We are not going to be calculating that, but we may calculate it alongside it, and we'll just kind of go from there. So thank you everyone for watching this season. I really do appreciate it. I'm happy that we managed to keep our team out of bankruptcy as we managed to claw back the $2.2 million. And we should have a very solid car ready to go for the shootout. Very solid car ready to go for the Daytona 500. We will see how we do next season. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time.